This video is 65 million years in the making. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be tier ranking all of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World characters. There's 6 movies, so there's like 30 plus characters that I'm ranking here. But before I get into this tier list, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below your favorite characters from this franchise, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tier list rankings like this one. But without further ado, here's my ranking of these characters. Alright, so the tiers I have today are the best of the best, great, good, meh, and bad. My typical tiers for when I do these rankings. These are in no particular order, they are randomized, so without further ado, let's get into this thing. Coming up first, we got Dr. Alan Grant, the face of the franchise in my opinion. He is the king of Jurassic Park characters, so I'm going to put him in best of the best right now. Boom, he's going to be probably there for the remainder of this video. Bringing him back in Jurassic World Dominion felt so special and magical, even though I think the execution of this movie was a little weak, and it definitely wasn't the epic conclusion I wanted. Seeing him on screen again just put a big smile on my face. He has the perfect arc in that Jurassic Park movie as he goes from not liking kids to wanting to have him at the end, and he even steals the show in Jurassic Park 3. I really wish that he was in every Jurassic movie and they just made direct Jurassic sequels with him, because he's a star and he reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones. He's one of those iconic movie heroes in my opinion. Next we have Amanda Kirby, the wife of the Kirby family from Jurassic Park 3. This character is one of the most irritating characters we've ever seen in cinema. She runs around screaming the entire time, flailing her arms like a wild animal in the woods, and it's annoying as hell. I get she's in distress, but tone it back about 10 notches, Taya Leone. We don't need that in this movie. I'm honestly gonna put her in meh. I don't think she's a terrible character because I understand she's a mother in distress. She wants to find her kid, but my god is she one of the most annoying characters in this franchise by far. She screams so loud I need earplugs when I watch her sometimes. Next is gonna be the character Barry. I think his last name is like Sembene. I can't really pronounce it, I apologize. He's in Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion. He's one of the like co-trainers of the Velociraptors with Chris Pratt's character Owen Grady. He's alright, you know, he's a cool dude. I'll put him in meh. I'll put him above Amanda Kirby just because he's kind of a cool dude. He doesn't do much, so I put him in meh. I mean, there's not much he has to offer. Next we got Bobby Lockwood, a character that they just kind of introduced in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as someone who was like a co-partner, a co-business partner with John Hammond, which just doesn't really make any sense. Another character who's barely on screen and wildly underdeveloped. I don't think he's a bad character per se. I'm gonna put him in the meh category, like right here, I guess. He's barely in the movie. He's basically just a fill-in for John Hammond. Next we got Billy! This is a fun little character from Jurassic Park 3. He's like the heir apparent or the Padawan of Dr. Alan Grant, if you will. He ends up on Isla Sorna with everyone because he's trying to train. He ends up taking the pterodactyl eggs and you think he's dead, but he ends up living through the movie. I actually like this character, you know, he provides an interesting element. I'm gonna put him in the good tier, you know. I don't hate him. He's a good enough character. He's one of the better characters in this movie for sure. When it's revealed that he takes the dino eggs, that's when the tension gets really high, so he deserves a spot in this good tier. But next on my list is going to be Claire from Jurassic World 1, 2, and 3, aka Bryce Dallas Howard. That's what I just call her. I don't barely remember her character's name. She is one of the better characters in this franchise. Now, unfortunately, it's hard to really get as emotionally attached to some of these Jurassic World characters just because the writing isn't the best in my opinion. So as much as I want to go best of the best with her, I can't. Like, a lot of the Jurassic characters are just kind of one note to me and harder to kind of attach to. I'm gonna put her at the top of good. I think she's a good character. In the first movie though, she kind of sucks. I mean, she really doesn't care about her family members that are there to visit her, and she's like, ah, screw you guys, I have work stuff to deal with. You can just kind of do whatever you want. I don't really want to be here and hang out with you. And then over the rest of the franchise, she's like a dino activist, but she's a little bit one note. Love Bryce Dallas Howard in the role, but she's just a good character. She's not bad, she's just good. She doesn't do anything too remarkable to put her that high. Next is Dennis Nedry right here, our boy Newman from Seinfeld. This character is a complete goofball, but is also a technological little hacker genius, as he's kind of responsible for running the tech systems of Jurassic Park. His death is tragic, but kind of deserved because this dude is an asshole. He is sort of the reason that everyone gets locked out of the tech system and Jurassic Park shuts down in that first movie. I'm actually going to put this character in great just because he is such an unlikable presence on screen. He gives me the ick, but he's a great character. He's one of the more iconic from this franchise. Every time I see him, I think of that shaving cream can and him getting the black goo all over his face before he dies. He's just a great character in my opinion because he plays a crucial role in the plot of Jurassic Park. Next is Dr. Lewis Dodgson, aka the head of Biosyn essentially in Jurassic World Dominion. This character was actually played by a different actor in the original Jurassic Park, so it's kind of even hard to recognize. One of the most generic villains we've seen in the franchise, just another one-note scientist. Oh, science experiment gone wrong. We're in a lab now. Yay. It's like, I don't care about you and I never really did, so why should I now? I'm gonna put the character, honestly guys, I do not like this character at all. I'm putting them in bad. And then that could be a personal vendetta. I don't care. They're a very one-note, run-of-the-mill villain that we've seen thousands of times in sci-fi movies or in movies like this where they just refuse to listen to other people. They're just greedy and care about the money. Bad character. Really bad. Poorly written, in my opinion. Next, we've got Eli Mills, the villain from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I just had to look up his name because I did not remember. That is how forgettable he is. Another one-note, hateable character. I'm going to put this character in bad. I really think, if we're looking at them as a character, poorly written, horrible motives, and just, you know, everything that follows this character feels predictable and just slimy. They're a scumbag. Even, like, from a writing perspective, there's nothing to latch onto with this character. I have to go bad with him. Next, we've got Dr. Ellie Sattler, one of the most iconic characters and part of the big three for Jurassic. I gotta go best of the best right behind Dr. Alan Grant. Seeing Laura Dern back in this movie again, it made me feel warm inside. I was just happy, especially alongside Alan Grant, because they are iconic, and they may or may not end up together. Spoilers if you have or have not seen Jurassic World Dominion, but she's iconic. I mean, she should have been in more of these movies. She's perfect for him. They bounce off each other so well in the first movie. She kind of saves the day in Jurassic Park 3 via the phone call, and she has a very important role in this movie as well. I really wish that they took her character's plot in a different direction in Jurassic World Dominion because it's not the most intriguing, but it was still great to see her back nonetheless, and she is a hero of the Jurassic franchise. Next, we've got Eric Kirby, the kid who gets lost on Isla Sorna in Jurassic Park 3, and they have to go save him. I actually think this is a pretty good character. I'll put him like in the back of good right here. He's a very smart kid. He's quick on his feet. He's able to survive for like 8 weeks, I want to say, on this island alone. So he's very resourceful, and he's smarter than his parents. That's a sure thing. So he's a likable kid, you know. He's just trying to live on this island. He's happy to see his parents again. Next, we've got Franklin, one of the side characters in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World Dominion. A character who's pretty much just comedic relief in Fallen Kingdom, and he has some funny bits for sure. Like, I don't hate this character. Within the like franchise itself, I'll put him in good. I'm gonna put him like probably right here, like in the middle of good, I would say. He's got some funny moments. I like the scene where he throws the chair over to Claire as they're trying to get out while the volcano's erupting. That's a pretty funny bit, and probably his most memorable in the franchise, I would say. So he deserves a spot in good. He doesn't do too much for the franchise, though. Next is the lawyer from the first Jurassic Park. I think his name is Donald Gennaro. Another kind of scummy character who's just greedy and only cares about the money. Pretty obvious that he was going to be the first one to go at the hands of the T-Rex. I'll put the character in meh. I'll put him like right here just because he's kind of an iconic character from Jurassic Park. I mean, any character from that movie pretty much is because of its status now. He's basically just a dinosaur snack. Next is Gray Mitchell, one of the younger kids from Jurassic World. I never understood why these two kids were so important in this movie. It almost felt like they were trying to rehash the kid dynamic from the first Jurassic Park, but it just didn't really work out that well. I mean, this kid is more lovable than the other because he just loves dinosaurs and he feels happy to be there and kind of getting away from the stress of like his parents maybe getting divorced. So I'm gonna put him in meh. I don't think he's a bad character. Probably right here, you know, he's like pretty just average child, I mean, that wants to see dinosaurs. That's really all he has to offer. Next is Hoskins, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, aka Kingpin from Daredevil. This character, again, another generic military figure who doesn't really serve that much of a purpose except to be a brooding force and, oh, I'm gonna impose this military dinosaurs. It's so throwaway that I honestly have to go like top of bad. I love my boy D'Onofrio, but my god, is this character really one note. Next, we've got Dr. Ian Malcolm, another member of the trio from Jurassic Park. He carries a lot of the movies he's in. He really does steal the scene, in my opinion, in Jurassic World Dominion. He's hilarious. Jeff Goldblum's just that guy. I'm going to go best of the best. I'm going to put him like right in the middle of best of the best, I think, because I think that he's like my second favorite of the trio, even though I love all three of them. He has a really brief appearance in Fallen Kingdom. He's a scene stealer in Dominion, and he is one of the best parts of Jurassic Park. Just the chemistry between our three characters in best of the best right now is unmatched, and they will forever be the best characters in this franchise with ease. I would have loved to see a Jurassic Park 4 with just them three leading the film as opposed to some of these Jurassic World movies we got. Next, we've got John Hammond, the mastermind behind Jurassic Park. He delivers the iconic, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Honestly, this character deserves a spot in best of the best. I'm putting him in back of best of the best just because he is one of those goats of this franchise. He is the reason that we have Jurassic Park. He's got iconic quotes, that outfit, and just the amber cane. There's so much to love with this character. John Hammond is just a legend in this franchise. Next, we've got Karen Mitchell, who is the mother of the two boys from Jurassic World. She's played by Judy Greer. She's in the movie for maybe 2 minutes. She sends her kids off to this island with dinosaurs without parental supervision. I gotta put her in bad. I'm gonna put her like right here. She's just a bad character. She has like 2 lines in the franchise. Judy Greer can't even save it. Next is Kayla Watts, a new introduction in the final film, Jurassic World Dominion. She's a cargo pilot. She has some cool charisma to her. I like some of the lines she delivers. She doesn't do too much for the franchise though, so honestly, I'm gonna go like back of good. I mean, I think that she does have a nice little chemistry with Chris Pratt's character in like 2 scenes in particular. So she's not terrible. I think she gives a little bit of life in this movie for sure, but all around she's not as memorable as I wish she would have been. Next is Kelly Curtis, the daughter of Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park 2, aka The Lost World. She has that iconic moment where she does her gymnastic thing and hits the dinosaur, so that's pretty cool. But there's not much going for her, you know. She's alright. I'll put her like at the front of Mad probably just because she is another one of those kids in this franchise that isn't fleshed out that much. She just ends up on the island, and so they gotta protect her, and she has her little moment to shine, but she's not that good of a character. Next is Lex and Tim Murphy. I'm gonna do these 2 kids together. They are siblings. Their grandpa is actually John Hammond, and so they end up on the island, and they are pivotal in Dr. Alan Grant's character arc because these are the 2 kids that he ends up being paired with over the film that he kind of has a bond with and ultimately make him appreciate having kids eventually when the time comes, so they're crucial to his arc, and they're also like the most characterized. We see the kids obsessed with Alan Grant. He reads his book, and the girl is like a hacker who's really important to what happens and how they get off the island. So they're both really well fleshed out kids. I'm honestly going to go great. I'm going to put them in like the top of great right here because they are great characters. They're the best written of any kids in this franchise by far, and they honestly have really nice chemistry with Alan Grant, so they deserve to be pretty high up on this list. Next, we've got Lowry, played by Jake Johnson. The only reason I put him in this list is because Jake Johnson is in the Jurassic franchise, and I thought that was funny. Character's really just kind of a goofball. I mean, I think he's funny, so I'll put him in like probably like right here. I'll put him in Mad just because he's got some funny lines. He orders the Jurassic Park shirt from eBay, and they're like, that's really in poor taste, and it was a funny line. But yeah, other than that, he's 100% there for comedy. Next, we have Maisie, aka the clone girl from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know why she was forced into the spotlight to be such a main character so late in the game. I never cared for this character, unfortunately. I thought the whole plotline of her being a clone was just ridiculous. Like, in a world where dinosaurs exist, the dinosaurs existing are more believable than her being an actual clone, and I could never get on board with that creative decision. I'd never really liked this character. She always felt a little one note to me. I know they try and set up her family relationship in the 3rd movie. I'm gonna put her in like the top of meh. I can't go good with Maisie. I know a lot of people might put her higher. She's just very unforgettable as a character. Next is Dr. Zia Rodriguez, another one of those side characters who's alongside Franklin that isn't really like well written at all. I'll put this character in like maybe meh, like right here seems about right. I mean, another unmemorable character. I had to look up her name just to remember it. She's just there to kind of fill out the cast and make it feel more full, but she's not terrible, but her and Franklin both are alright. Franklin's just above her because he's pretty funny. Next is Mr. Eversole, played by the legendary Toby Jones, another character who literally does the auction and just cares about money, is very, very ignorant to what's going on with these dinosaurs. A character that can't go too high on this list. I'm actually going to have to put this guy in bad, and I'm going to put him like right here just because I think that he is an alright, you know, it's Toby Jones, he's doing an interesting accent. But wow, what a stupid character. And there's a funny moment where he's doing the auction and there's a shot where he can't even see half the room because the dinosaur cage is blocking it. So like, how is he supposed to see everyone? It was a goofy little shot. But what a throwaway character, like a garbage character in this franchise. Next is Nick Van Owen, played by none other than the legendary comedian Vince Vaughn, one of the funniest men in all of Hollywood. This character is actually pretty likable. You understand him. He's the videographer, and he has good motives. I really understand why he's there for the money, of course, but you kind of grow to love him over the course of the movie. I'm going to put this character in good right behind Bryce Dallas Howard's character because I think that he's a pretty solid character. He doesn't provide too much, but it's Vince Vaughn, and he's having a fun time. Delivers some pretty quippy one-liners, and you care for him during the movie. Next is Owen Grady, the face of the Jurassic World franchise. As much as I want to put this character in best of the best, I can't do it. Owen Grady is a character that I want to love because it's Chris Pratt, but I never connected with him as much as I wanted to, even though they tried to force it down our throats. I will go back of great with Owen Grady, but I don't think he's better than the characters above here. Just because it's Chris Pratt, I kind of have to separate my love for the actor from the character itself. He's a macho man, he's cool, he's good with dinos, he rides a motorcycle, he's a badass. But as a character, we never learn as much about him as I would have liked, and there's never really a true arc for this character. It seems like he's kind of the same dude through 3 movies, unfortunately, and I want to put him in best of the best, trust me, because it's Chris Pratt, but he's just in great. I think that he is better than the characters in good. Maybe that's the Chris Pratt bias talking, but he's not one of the best, unfortunately. Next is Paul Kirby, the dad of the Kirby family, played by the iconic William H. Macy. I gotta go pretty good with this character. I'm honestly gonna go right here because I think that he is the most likable of the Kirbys. He still cons Alan Grant, but I feel more for him than I do for Amanda. It's also William H. Macy, and the dude's just a 90s legend. Next is Peter Ludlow, the villain of The Lost World. Basically just a replacement for John Hammond, but just a more evil, greedy John Hammond, another underdeveloped villain. I'm gonna go mad with this character and pretty far back in mad. I'll put him like right here. I think the lawyer's better than him. Just another like bum villain. Like, why are there so many throwaway villains in the Jurassic franchise? I get it's because the dinosaurs are more of the antagonists, but as a human character, what a bore, what a snooze fest anytime this guy's talking. Next is Ramsey Cole, who ends up being like kind of a good guy during the movie. In Jurassic World Dominion, he's kind of like this mole character who ends up helping out, actually, so good for him. But other than that, he has nothing much to provide, and I know that a lot of these characters are going in the meh category. He saves the asses of our trio, so I gotta put him in at least meh, but not too high in meh. He's gonna go like right here, right in front of Jake Johnson, so there you go. Next is Ray Arnold, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Hold on to your butts. Iconic line. I'm actually gonna go great. I'm actually gonna go right behind Owen Grady, as much as tempting as it is to go above Owen Grady. The character's just not in enough of the movie to really care about him too much, but the way he smokes that cigarette barely in his mouth, it's about to fall out of his lip. He's got a few iconic lines, and it's Samuel L. Jackson. He's one of those cool characters in this movie, so he deserves a spot in great. Next is Robert Muldoon, aka the Game Warden in the first Jurassic Park. Another very disposable character. That's kind of a common trend here. He wants to hunt the velociraptors, and his pride kind of is his downfall. I can't go that high with this character. There's a ton of mad characters. They're not like straight out bad, but just mad because they have some cool moments, like when he is with Ellie Sattler. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be pretty cool, and then he dies real quick, but he's just a mad character. And I'll put him like, let's see, I would probably go right here. Like, I think the lawyer's better. So I'll put the lawyer above him, but he's not that great, guys. Next is Roland Tembo, the same archetype that we just talked about with Robert Muldoon, or whatever his name is. This is the same dude. He wants to trophy hunt these dinosaurs and be the top predator, and it's just like, give it a break, man. It's not interesting at this point. It's been rehashed already in this franchise. Give it a break. I gotta go mad, but I'm gonna go kind of high. I'm actually gonna put him right above that first Game Warden from the first Jurassic Park, because the actor's giving it his all and there's some cool scenes, but it's so dull whenever this character is on screen. Next is Sarah Golding, played by Julianne Moore, another star in the 90s, and she's kind of like a romantic flame for Jeff Goldblum's character Ian Malcolm. I think she's actually a pretty good character. I'd put her probably right behind Bryce Dallas Howard's character, because I think she does mean well, and she knows a lot about these dinosaurs. She cares about them. She reminds me a lot of Claire, actually, Bryce Dallas Howard's character, but I can't go great with her. Next is Simon Masrani, whose intentions are the best, and he's a character that you actually kind of like. He pilots the helicopter. I'm actually going to put this character in good. I'm not going to go too high. I'll put him like right here in good, just because I think he is one of the better characters from Jurassic World, and he kind of has some scene-stealing moments when he's flying that helicopter, but other than that, doesn't offer too much. Next we have Dr. Wu, who ended up having a much larger role in this franchise than I ever would have imagined after watching the first Jurassic Park. He's in every Jurassic World movie, and he kind of like saves the day in the end. I still never really liked this character that much. Even the arc they gave him, it felt really lackluster. You know, a lot of people might go great or best of the best with this character, but I don't actually think that. And honestly, I'm gonna go like right here. I still would take Bryce Dallas Howard's character over this guy, because at the end of the day, he's so one note in every single movie until they try and give him a little bit of a turnaround arc in Dominion. He's the same damn character, doing the same damn thing, which we know is going to inevitably lead to mistakes with this whole DNA sequence thing and the dinos. Like, when are you gonna learn, you know? So I never really liked this character. They just kept bringing him back, and I was like, okay, good for the actor, but the character doesn't do too much, but I never really cared for him. And last is gonna be Zach Mitchell, the older brother from Jurassic World 1. I'll go front of bad. He's such a terrible brother. Just really, really hateable character. I get that older brothers can be assholes in movies. They try and redeem him, but he's so unlikable from the start. But that's my ranking of all the Jurassic Park movie / Jurassic World movie characters. What is your guys' ranking? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the like button. What do you think of Jurassic World Dominion? I have a review. Feel free to check it out up above. I also ranked all the Jurassic movies, that I will link that up above at some point in this video as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support lately. It has meant the world. If you were new here, make sure to consider hitting that subscribe button. I do a lot of tier list rankings, movie rankings like this for all the different franchises, from Star Wars, Marvel to Stranger Things to DC. I got a ton of different videos like that. I'm more motivated than I ever have been right now to keep on making content. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you may be. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.